C9 has passed and received royal assent. So now what? For me, the answer is simple. I will continue to preach the gospel. You see, C9, C22, MAiD, Canada's growing acceptance of abortion are not isolated issues. They're symptoms of a much deeper problem. They reveal the condition of the heart of our nation. The reality is that Canada has become largely disconnected from God. What our nation needs is more than political change. We need a spiritual awakening. We need a return to godly values and principles. The way we think as Canadians must change. A few weeks ago, our Prime Minister stated that Canada is a secular nation. He believes that secularism is the best way for Canada to be welcoming and accepting of people from every culture and religion. But as Christians, we understand the importance of acceptance better than anyone. After all, Jesus said that people would know us by our love. We serve a God who is merciful, patient, slow to anger. His desire is that none should perish. He extends grace and calls people to himself. While sin cannot remain in his presence, God's heart is always to redeem, to restore, and to save. When we talk about bringing change to our nation, we often discuss the tools available to us. We talk about contacting our MPs, writing letters, signing petitions, and engaging in the political process. And these things really do matter. But there's another tool, one that we don't always think of as a tool, yet it is the most powerful one we have. Jesus commanded us to make disciples of all nations. That is our calling. That is our mission. And that is our most powerful tool for change. Discipling a nation is about far more than simply leading someone in a prayer. Jesus commanded us to teach people to obey everything he has commanded. True discipleship shapes how people think, live, raise their families, conduct business, care for their neighbors, and engage with society. The goal is not merely converts, but mature disciples whose lives increasingly reflect the character and values of the kingdom of God. As disciples are formed, they become salt and light within every sphere of culture, bringing God's truth and love into places where they live, work, and serve. When the church is actively discipling people, starting with our families, our neighbors, our friends, our co-workers, we begin to see hearts transformed. And when hearts are transformed, culture begins to change. And when culture changes, governments eventually follow. The truth is that the values of a nation do not primarily flow from government down to the people. More often, government reflects the beliefs and values that already exist within the culture. And that's why our responsibility as the church is not merely to react to legislation. Our responsibility is to influence culture. We do that by faithfully living out the gospel, by loving people well, and by sharing the truth of Christ, and by making disciples. As more people come to know and follow Jesus, the soul of the nation will change. And as the soul of the nation changes, righteousness and justice, as God defines them, will increasingly prevail. So yes, C9 has passed, but our mission has not changed. If anything, it has become even clearer. Preach the gospel, make disciples, transform culture, and trust God with the results. I'm Marilyn Byberg with the National House of Prayer.